Okay, so I've been long Pampa Metals since January, and this morning they came out with long-awaited assay results at Piuquenes for this um, first hole that Pampa Metals has drilled. Uh, One thing I wanted to show off was this Intercept report card first. I can take the stats from that, or the headline number from that the latest press release, and take those intercept values and just punch them in here and see how they stack up against a large database of historically reported intercepts. And so let's see if I can. So today they reported about a grade of 1.07% copper equivalent, a very thick length of 304 meters at a depth of 198 meters down the hole. I'll just hit submit real quick, and now we can see where these values land ranked against over almost 200,000 other copper intercepts. And so the grade is high, sitting at the 80th percentile. The length is very thick, sitting at almost 97th percentile, and then the depth is very shallow, at the 75th percentile. Okay, but if we want to do more in-depth analysis, we can look at Interceptor, where we can take all the intercepts that they've reported, calculate some statistics, and start getting a picture of what the resource looks like, what the odds that the resource is actually going to be generated. And last time I was working with the historic drilling, and just only a handful of holes really, and or a handful of intercepts, and the stats I had are in this in these fields here, where the average grade was about 98.98%. The thickness was 257. They're at 7 holes, at a depth of average depth of about 261 meters, and they had a total of 4 holes to report from, I think. Now they've added a hole, and these numbers have changed. The average grade, is bumped up to 1.07. The thickness has come down to 227. We now have 10 reported intervals. The depth is a bit deeper now. It's 271, and we've got 1 extra hole, so we're at 5. So we'll crunch those numbers and try and see what happens to the probability of us getting a resource. And if we do get a resource, what kind of grade can we expect, including an upside scenario, downside scenario, and then same for tonnage. And then I've got this risk-adjusted NPV number that we can talk about a little more. Okay, so with these new results, the probability of a resource, just based on the statistical analysis and using this machine learning stuff, has gone up. We have about 80% chance that we're going to actually see this Piuquenes project advance to a resource stage. The grade, we can expect the grade to be around 0.5% copper, and the tonnage to be close to 100, call it 90 million tons. But there's a lot of error around these numbers, right? We only have a couple holes. So giving you some upside and downside cases on grade and tonnage. If we get lucky on grade, we get lucky on tonnage, then we're talking 0.8% copper and nearly 200 million tons. But I think really the grade seems to be kind of stabilizing. But my real question now is, well, how big can this thing actually get? Personally, I don't really have a sense of the footprint, and I think that's going to drive a lot of the value. But right now, this is just one simulation or one run of 100 simulations where I actually try and pair up the different resource outcomes that we could get, taking this probabilistic view, and then pairing it up against capital costs and recoveries and mining costs, etc., and putting together a very quick and dirty NPV. And so we do that 100 times and really calculate, what's the average um, NPV of all these different scenarios. And mind you that some of the scenarios you don't actually get to the resource stage, some you don't actually get to a reserve stage. Um, and So what I'm seeing is that the value of this property today, considering all that risk, to me is around $50 million US, and I think, let's see, $49 million. Let's convert that to Canadian dollars. So I'm thinking that the value of this property is around 60 million bucks, and the market cap Canadian, and the market cap of the company, even with the pop we've seen today, is I think it's more like 19 million. So I'm still long on this one, and I'm going to hold on to my position, and we'll see how it progresses. All right. Hey, and let me know. Let me know if you guys want to try this interceptor tool out. I am not ready to sell it just yet, but I am ready to have people trial for free and get some feedback. Okay, thank you.